The room was silent, until the crash. A plate of spaghetti slipped from trembling hands, shattering against the polished marble floor of the city's most expensive restaurant. Heads turned, whispers spread, and judgmental eyes locked on a young waitress whose face flushed red with embarrassment. But what everyone missed, except one man, was why she had dropped the plate. The waitress, Mia, wasn't clumsy. She was shielding a little girl, frail, sitting in a wheelchair, who was about to be knocked over by a careless man rushing past. In that split second, Mia sacrificed herself, saving the girl from harm. And that girl just happened to be the daughter of Ethan Cole, the ruthless billionaire no one dared to cross. Ethan had built his empire from nothing. Cold, calculating, feared in boardrooms, he was known as a man who valued numbers over people. Yet behind the steel exterior, he carried a wound. His daughter, Lily, born with a rare condition that left her unable to walk. He loved her fiercely, but his power, his money, none of it could fix her. That night, while others saw a waitress making a mess, Ethan saw something else, a stranger throwing herself in harm's way to protect Lily. He saw courage, he saw sincerity, and it shocked him. After the commotion died down, Mia expected to be fired. The restaurant manager hissed at her, threatening to dock her pay for the broken plates. But before he could humiliate her further, Ethan stood up. "I'll cover the damages," Ethan said sharply. Then he turned his piercing eyes on Mia. "You, come with me." Mia's heart raced. Was she about to be sued by a billionaire? Fired, arrested? But as she followed him to a quiet corner, she noticed Lily smiling at her, the kind of smile children reserve for people they instantly trust. "You protected my daughter," Ethan said, his voice low. "Why?" Mia blinked. Because she needed protecting. It wasn't the answer he expected. No plea for money, no attempt to flatter him. Just simple truth. In the weeks that followed, Ethan kept crossing paths with Mia. At first, he told himself it was coincidence. But deep down, he knew better. Lily kept asking to see her again. And for the first time in years, Ethan saw his daughter laugh, really laugh, when Mia was around. Mia wasn't intimidated by Ethan's wealth. She treated Lily not like a fragile burden but like a child who wanted to be seen, heard, and loved. She taught Lily silly jokes. She painted her nails bright pink. She even dared to tell Ethan when he was being too controlling. "You can't shield her from the world," Mia said one afternoon. "She doesn't need protection all the time. She needs freedom." No one had ever spoken to him like that. And strangely, instead of anger, Ethan felt gratitude. But not everyone was happy about this new bond. Ethan's business partner, Richard, had always seen Lily as a weakness. "She makes you soft," Richard sneered. "And this waitress, she's after your money, Ethan. Open your eyes before she ruins you." Ethan brushed him off at first. But the seed of doubt was planted. Billionaires like him didn't get fairy tales. Everyone wanted something. And yet, every time Ethan looked at Mia, he struggled to find a hidden agenda. She was struggling to pay for night school. She worked double shifts. She gave up tips to cover a coworker's mistake. If she was a gold digger, she was a terrible one. One evening, Richard staged a cruel trap. During a gala, he offered Mia an envelope stuffed with cash, pretending it was from Ethan, to thank her for helping Lily. All eyes were on her, waiting for her to snatch it. But Mia froze. Her voice shook, but her words were steady. "If Ethan wants to thank me, he can tell me himself. I don't take bribes." She placed the envelope on the table and walked away. When Ethan learned what happened, shame burned through him. He had doubted her. Richard had tried to expose her greed, but all he had done was reveal her integrity. That night, Ethan realized something terrifying. He was falling for her. But love wasn't simple. Mia's world was falling apart. Her landlord had raised the rent. Her brother was in trouble with debts. She was working herself to exhaustion just to survive. And Ethan, with all his wealth, wanted desperately to help her. But every time he offered, Mia pulled back. "I don't want to be your charity case," she said. "I want to stand on my own 2 feet." The tension grew. Ethan was used to solving problems with money, but money couldn't buy Mia's trust. And when Lily overheard them arguing, her small voice cut through the silence. "Daddy, don't push her away. She makes me happy." Ethan realized he was at a crossroads: keep controlling, or learn to let love in. Then came the night that changed everything. Richard, desperate to cut Mia out of Ethan's life, manipulated the media. A tabloid headline screamed, "Waitress seduces billionaire, climbs her way into his fortune." The story spread like wildfire. Paparazzi hounded Mia, strangers spat cruel words at her. She nearly lost her job. And when Ethan saw the headline, his old doubts clawed their way back. Instead of defending her, he hesitated. And Mia saw that hesitation in his eyes. "You don't trust me," she whispered. "After everything, we're back here again." Tears streamed down her face as she walked away. For days, Ethan tried to bury himself in work. But Lily grew quiet, withdrawn. "Why did you let her go?" she asked. "You always say you can fix anything. Why can't you fix this?" And that's when Ethan broke. Ethan showed up at Mia's tiny apartment. Not in a limousine, not with security, but alone, drenched in rain, holding nothing but his heart. "You were right," he said, his voice cracking. "I don't know how to trust. I built walls around myself so high, I forgot what it's like to let someone in. But I saw you protect Lily without a thought for yourself. I saw you stand tall when the world tried to break you. And I was a fool to doubt you. Please, don't walk away from us." Mia's eyes filled with tears. She wanted to resist, to remind him of all the pain his silence had caused. But then Lily wheeled into view, her tiny hands clutching a drawing, the three of them, holding hands under a sun. "I want this to be real," Lily whispered. And in that moment, Mia knew she wasn't just fighting for herself anymore. It wasn't easy. They faced gossip, Richard's bitterness, the constant challenges of Lily's condition. But they faced them together. Ethan learned to stop solving every problem with money and start solving them with presence. He attended Lily's therapy sessions. He cooked, badly, but with effort. He listened, and slowly, Mia realized his love wasn't a cage, it was a shelter. Richard was eventually exposed for embezzling funds. Ethan cut ties with him, proving that the man who once put profit above everything had finally learned what really mattered. In Mia, she finished her classes, with Ethan cheering at her graduation louder than anyone else. The story of Ethan, Mia, and Lily wasn't a fairy tale. There were no magic fixes, no sudden miracles. But there was courage, forgiveness, and a choice, every single day, to believe in each other. Because sometimes, the richest man in the room isn't the one with the most money. It's the one who finally learns that love, loyalty, and sacrifice are the greatest treasures of all.